Good evening. Welcome to the Dugout. It's going to be a long weekend
Yes.
coming up. So all of you must be preparing for that. Nice long 3-day chutti coming up for everyone.
What 3-day chutti? Sports today is functional, my friends.
Because you've already had your 2-day chutti. So
what?
those who have not, they will take their 3-day
Of course.
You had yours
Yes.
at the start of the week. But
Yeah.
no, forget us. For them, majority of our viewers, I'm guessing, who are working, and a lot of them are working. When I look at the analytics, I get to know the age group.
Yeah.
Some of them are in the
25
stage where they're
to-
studying also. So for them, no chutti, probably more study. But the ones who are working, they'll have chutti. But wherever you are, if you are traveling or not traveling, be sure to check out the weather of where you're traveling, because rain has played havoc in a lot of parts of the country. Delhi NCR is submerged. Delhi, I believe, is Noida that way is relatively better, but Delhi, I was seeing visuals from GK and all of that. It's Venice. It's looking like.
My friend who stays in South Delhi, he had to go from point A to point B, 3 kilometers apart. He was obviously headed to work. It took him quarter to 2 hours today. 3 kilometers. And this is close to, just to give you an idea, this is in front of Gargi College. This is prime South Delhi we're talking about. So to go from one side of Gargi to the other, just a 3 kilometer stretch that he had to cover. Like, what did you do? He said, I saw Sports Today first. I saw whole of yesterday's show.
Good idea.
But today, yesterday's show was only 40 minutes, 45 minutes. Like, yeah, after that I heard music.
So very great idea if you're also stuck in the traffic jam, or you do get stuck when you're traveling tomorrow, day after, whenever during a holiday. Sports Today is a nice podcast to listen to. If you missed out on any of our episode, a lot of them are not dated, so still quite relevant. You can check those out. Good idea to do that. Today, we're discussing a hot topic when it comes to India's T20 team. And, even though there is uncertainty around Asia Cup, things like that, but this question India will have to deal with, whether they deal it at the Asia Cup or after that, or whether they play Pakistan or not, or other teams, we don't know. But what will be India's T20 team going on from here is a question that they will have to answer sooner rather than later. And the good thing is, which we will of course dwell into, the good thing is that this is, as they say, is a happy headache to have. It's a good headache to have, that you have a problem of plenty. It's not one of those areas. It's not like what Pakistan is facing at the moment, that they can't win and who to go to. There are no options. In India's case, there are so many options. And the problem is who to leave out. Because as soon as you leave somebody out, there's going to be a massive debate. That is something that we'll touch upon. But before we go any further, I think one of the news that is trending at the moment, caught my eye in the morning, is Dr. VECE, also known as Leander Pace's father, because this generation will not know that he himself is Olympic gold medalist, part of a hockey team. So
1972 Munich Games, he won the bronze medal there.
correct.
And
So if
midfielder, he was.
So he is, in fact, if you listen to Leander's interview, he when he won the medal in Atlanta, he said that his driving force was his father always had that Olympic bronze medal there, and he, kept saying that I need to get one of my own, and then he got it in Atlanta. But for those of you who don't know, of course, a midfielder, played hockey, but also a thorough sports professional who worked for the longest time with the BCCI and the anti-doping department, helped out a lot of kids at the grassroots level.
Even Asian Cricket Council also, right? He was
I
part
think
of.
so, yes.
Yeah.
So even after his retirement as a hockey player, he was still quite, he played a major role in Leander's growth as well, to becoming a sports person. And then from there on, just the fact that he contributed to sport till my last meeting with him. I did meet him a couple of times. My last meeting with him was in 2017. Now it's a long time back.
8 years ago.
In his favorite place in the whole country, what could that be? Any guesses? Goa, absolutely right. Because he's actually from Goa.
Yes.
So I met. There was a seminar there where I was moderating a session, and he was part of the panelists. But more than the seminar, which sometimes those discussions are very boring, my chat with him, the better chat with him, was after all of that was done. There was dinner, so over a
Glass of
glass of your favorite beverage. We discussed, and I will tell you one of the very important lessons that he told me, and this is something that I mention sometime when I go to school sometime to give lectures or something, and I use this. A lot of parents sometimes ask me about it, and this is something I picked up from him. It was a lesson that over that evening in Goa, it was nice backwaters. I still remember the scene. Dinner was happening, and it had a lot of corporate people, and so very few sports people. So me, and there was another lady who, I forget her name. She was heading the VADA here in NADA. Sorry, for us it was NADA, and she was the head of NADA, and three of us were sitting, and in that he gave me a very good lesson, which I tell everyone when I go to schools and things like that. So he says, because a lot of parents, when they see their kids, can they play sports or not, and how good they are, and when they see, if your kid is not doing well in school, then you say, oh, he's not good enough in this sport and that. So he said, because he used to run if you remember, Leander had an academy. He used to oversee that academy as well. So he said, when I judge a kid, a talent, and whether we want to absorb him in the academy or not, kids will come, right? Whatever sport they play. Said, anywhere you go in any academy, you make them play. And of course, the kids who are playing better, or who you think are talented, are generally absorbed by academies. He said, I never did that. He said, what I would do is, I would spend some time with the kids and see them play. Even if he's the worst performing player, I could still pick him, provided he had that one quality. And the one quality he said I always look for in an upcoming kid was stubbornness. So he said I only pick, like in Hindi we say Siddhi. So stubborn kids. He said because that is the number one essential thing to play sports. If the kid is not stubborn, he said, because let's say he's come for a tennis thing or a hockey camp or whatever, and everyone will say play, and he just cannot even connect. So no problem, that I can teach. That's what we are here for. That is what the academy does. When he practices, I can teach you skill. I can teach you how to be better. With practice, you can get better. But what I can't teach you, or I can't put inside you, is stubbornness. And he said why stubbornness is needed is like, because we only see matches, which is only 1 or the 5% of a sports person's career. 95% is only practice. And he said in the practice, it's the most monotonous thing. You will keep doing the same thing again and again and again and again. And what happens? 90% of the people will lose interest. You may be talented, but you will lose interest. Yeah, every day you are teaching me, Mar Diana 5 forehand, now how many time you want me to practice? He said, every kid needs to keep doing it. So the stubborn kid will keep coming every day and do it till he perfects it. And so stubbornness is the number one. So he says, when I see kids, stubborn ones I'll keep. Even if he's not talented, no problem. We'll work on him, teach him, we'll make him good. But if he's a kid who's showing some talent but is not stubborn, we know that while he'll be good, he'll be so talented that after some time he won't want to work hard. He won't be stubborn enough. So that's a lesson that I learned from Mr.
Space, yeah.
Amazing lesson. And I say this to a lot of parents when I meet. They say, my kid is doing well in this. Where should I put him? Which academy should I put him? Oh, he's not winning this tournament. Should I pull him out? Should I make him play this sport? That's.
And Leander also gave a very interesting insight. He gave an interview in India Today about some years back. He said that he would be the first one to come to me if I had a bad day. But if I win, I have to beg him, please come and celebrate. That is the quality that he had. And when he praised him, I think after winning the Australian Open, I think, that was the first time Leander teared up when he said that my father is proud of me after a very long time. So
he wanted it.
Yeah.
Quite similar to, again, I was.
Even his mother was, I think, an athlete.
Yes,
right?
she was. Correct. Both his parents were.
Wow.
athletes.
What sporting pedigree to have to be in.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is
best space.
Quality. Okay. Enough of romanticism for the day, looking back at memories. Of course, great man. Rest in peace. Condolences to Leander and his family. But let's get down to the job at hand, and that is another tough job that we have. The question, are we looking at the entire squad, or what is it that you guys are we looking at Shubman in particular? Is that the big debate?
Shubman is the particular focus, because the rest of the squad will, as you said, will be having a very good headache of it. By the way, do you have any idea when is the squad going to get 19th or something?
This coming week, it should be 18th or 19th, somewhere around that.
Okay. So
As is the thing, like there'll be 10 days of the tournament.
no, how 10 days of the tournament? 20 days.
20, yeah. 9th.
9th
Yeah, my
September.
bad. Yeah.
So yes, the focus will be, we have got a lot of good headaches. How do you fit in one particular person whose form you just cannot ignore at this point in time?
Okay, so I'll start off by asking you guys a question. Before I ask you the most important question to get the ball rolling, you have to answer another question which in one word, and then I'll get to the major chunk. You will get a chance to explain why, but I want in one word. Does he make your T20 squad or not? Yes or no? Why or not we'll get to.
No.
Does he make your squad?
No.
Okay, so no. Now my question is, since both of them, this is the question that I want to start the debate with. Can you afford to leave your test captain, and not only test captain, now, and you know this, a lot of, I'm not naming anyone, but some players have also mentioned that brands make a huge difference. Can you afford to? He is now
Your ODI vice captain as well.
ODI vice captain, and let's be honest, in terms of these things are looked at in terms of quote unquote brand value. Since now Rohit and Virat have retired from 2 formats, MS Dhoni is also not visible that much. So in terms of your active players right now, dare I say the number one brand? Would you say? I mean, I know Jasprit is a big player, but in terms of, usually it's bowlers don't command that kind of brand value. When I see brand value, meaning everyone wants a piece of him. He's on ads. He has to be there. Becomes the face. He's on the poster of each series. So he's, I think, now become the number one brand as such in cricket.
Correct.
In fact, I don't know if you noticed yesterday I saw, because some of my friends are in the auto industry, Mercedes has signed him up. I just saw yesterday. Shivam, you must put a post out of that as well if you find it online on our social media handle. So I'm just saying, in terms of brand, can you afford to leave him out of your T20 squad? Both of you can answer that one by one.
You can't afford to leave him out, but looking at how the current situation is with the Indian T20 team, have they had tremendous success without Shubman Gill? Yes, they have had. In that batting lineup, which we have been seeing for the past 1 year, how do you incorporate a Shubman Gill? The stats are there. How can you leave out a person who's got 650 runs in IPL 2025 and 754 runs in tests? IPL good form can result in test selection, but why not a good IPL plus test form get you a place in the T20I setup? But Shubman last played a T20I way back in June 2024. And since then, has India's form dipped in T20Is? No. Abhishek Sharma, Sanju Samson, Tilak Verma, Surya Kumar Yadav, Hardik Pandya, my 5 is there. Either I have to bat Shubman out of position. How will I get him into the Indian team without disturbing the current status quo that has given me 95% success rate in the last 1 year?
I'll give you a solution, because you talk about it. I think, and I'm not saying that will he be part of my team or not, I'll get to that later, but because you raise a valid point saying that the current Indian team has been outstanding, we have to agree. In fact, rarely does it happen that after you win a World Cup, you go even 2 notches above. Yeah. And this is what the Indian team has done. They won the 2024 World Cup. After that, they become even more dangerous.
Only 2 losses in 1 year. That's it.
It's not even that, Siddharth. It's not even about 2 losses. I think the manner in which they're playing right now, you actually set the benchmark and others have to follow, which is very unusual in T20 cricket, because India, at one stage in one day, you had set that template, I think 2013 onwards, right? You were far ahead, where you came up with a template that my openers will, and the top 3 will get runs and we'll win. And till about, you could say till 2019, it kind of worked in one day cricket, where you are ahead of the curve. Test cricket also, there were times where, you were very good. I think Virat Kohli is that tenure where you were world number 1 for a good 4-year period, 5-year period. So you had, but in T20 cricket, you won in 2007, but never was the case that you're so far ahead of the world that you're the envy of the world. Like by the time the 2010 T20 World Cup came around in the West Indies, it did feel like that you had
Lost ground.
Yeah, you had fallen behind the way Australia, England, these teams were playing T20 cricket. So until now, you'd always been behind. I think 2024 you showed that you can change the game, and you did, and you won the World Cup. After that, to your next level. I think the only team that comes close in terms of scaring you in T20 is to an extent Australia, but I'll still put India ahead in terms of numbers. So that's where you are. So I agree that, why would you want to change that? But, you said, where do I play him? Now you can only either open with him or number 3. I don't think there is any other slot that you can even consider. Now, in terms of your top 3, again, I'm going back to those brands. You've got a Abhishek Sharma who's doing very well. You've got a Sanju Samson who's doing well. And you've got a Tilak Verma who's doing well. I agree. But are these 3 also not expandable, in the sense they are not that big names that if I have to drop anyone to accommodate a Shubman, I may not hesitate in doing that. See, when I'm talking about, let's say you have a Rohit, Virat, and that was the case, and that's why Shubman stayed out. It's tough. And the reason 2023 Shubman had the best IPL that you can imagine. Outstanding numbers, highest run getter, and at a phenomenal strike rate of 159.
159, 59 average, 890.
Incredible numbers. Yet he could not make, and that time not a lot of people questioned it because you had Rohit and Virat as in your plan to open. So fine. But I'm saying now, even though this team is doing well, and I completely back you on that, if you want to accommodate the biggest brand, can any one of these 3 be sacrificed? The answer to that is yes. So that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying it's right or wrong. Maybe it is wrong to sacrifice any one of them because they have given results, they have been doing well. But I'm saying sometimes it works. This selection also works in terms of how would the reaction be, who the player is, what stature does he command. And it's sometimes easier to let go of a player with not that big a stature to accommodate someone who's now become as big as a Shubman Gill.
See, as far as opening is going, I think that Shubman Gill might not happen because Yashasvi is also in contention. His best bet is number 3. Shubman at number 3.
Okay, so let's say if it comes down to Yashasvi or Shubman, who gets the number 1 billing?
Tough one. There is no
Let's say
answer
you make one slot available between Shubman and Yashasvi. See, again, there could be a lot of people who will say that the squad is 15, you can take a lot of people and you can look at it. But I think where Shubman is at the moment, I don't think you can pick him in the squad and not
have him in the 11. I totally agree with that. But I'll answer both your questions. One, the one choice that you gave right now between Yashasvi and Gill, I'll take the hard choice and I'll go with Yashasvi. Simply because I think Yashasvi fits into my template, T20 template, much more than Shubman Gill. I've got batting till 8. I need not worry if I have an anchor. And this is exactly the kind of player or exactly the kind of modus operandi I've had very difficult time letting go of as well. It took me a couple of years to shed that anchor role, to shed that person who takes responsibility, to get these fearless gung-ho cricketers, and Yashasvi fits into those characteristics and those traits much more than Shubman Gill does. Whether India can afford to do that, and I answered that earlier as well, I think India can and India should. Why? Because I don't think the responsibility is to take care of making somebody a business tycoon out there or make an entrepreneur out of that player just because he's going to get those endorsements, or how is it that it helps the health of Indian cricket at large, and looking at the dynamics within the player groups as well. Agreed. But I think I'm here to serve Indian cricket good, and how have I done good for the Indian cricket team and the T20 team? I have taken it 2 notches above, as you said, after the World Cup. How have I done that? As reigning T20 champions, I have ensured that this philosophy that I found, where I find myself as a world leader in terms of showing the cricketing world, this is how I play it. The world, you're the envy of the world right now. You're doing absolutely right how things are to be done. This is one thing I will have to look separately, how Shubman's done in other formats. If I'm trying to carve a space for him, I will ultimately carve a space for him. But do I really have to carve a space for him? I don't think so, because most things are right. In fact, everything about the philosophy is right. You're living by it, you're dying by it. You lose those 2 matches. Yes, there will be days, we've talked about it as well, that given this philosophy, you could be all out 72 on some day as well. But you will also, with this philosophy, have it in you to aim for a 272 as well, or a 172. I'm not even going to say, because 170, 180 is now the norm for this team. They're talking in excess of 200, and looking at how the IPL, looking at Sunrisers, whatever, given you're talking about 300 runs in T20 cricket these days. So I think you're on course. There is no need for there to be any sort of recalibration as far as these dynamics of the economic dynamics of things. And the perceptional...
No, you're right. It's not about economic. BCCI does not benefit of the economics and the dynamics. I'm saying it is, when I say brand, it's I don't bring a player in to make financial gains or...
Agreed.
No, not that. When I say a brand,
but the weight of the player, the weight of the player increases. So it is my professional responsibility as the cricketing body of the country to ensure that my focus remains the betterment of cricket and to get the best results of this team, regardless. And the first entry point for a player, the first and the last entry point, in fact, for a player, should be the skill set of the player, not things that come along with it.
Okay, so now one assertion that you made was that, let's say between a Yashasvi Jaiswal and a Shubman Gill, you said you will go with Yashasvi Jaiswal because you need that dynamic starts, and because that's the way T20 cricket is going. In fact, that's the way this current Indian T20 team has been playing. So he buys into that philosophy and you want to continue that. And to that, as you said, you don't need an anchor anymore, and that went against Gill. Now, to bust that, let's take my question is Gill really an anchor? Or just because he bats in a conventional technical style, do we assume as an anchor? Because if we take a look at, let's say, last 3 years of IPL, you've got a Gill averaging 50 at a strike rate of 154, a Yashasvi averaging 39 at an average of 160. The gap between the average is marginal. Gap between strike rate is marginal, but the gap between average is quite a stark difference. So my point is Gill really a anchor? Is Gill really a player who will not give you the explosive start? In fact, these numbers, what they tell you is that he can give you those explosive starts, because I think anything over 150 is phenomenal. Yeah. Okay, 130 used to be good in T20. Now 130 has kind of become, and we are only looking at when you have good batting pitches. If you're playing in sometime in US or Florida or some places that you got those pitches, then it's a completely different matter. But I'm saying on good batting pitches, which is what you get 90% of the time in T20 cricket, no matter where you're playing in the world, doesn't even matter if it's South Africa, England, Australia, India, everywhere you get good batting pitches. On that, 130 used to be good. Now it's become a bit stale. 150 is the benchmark, and he reaches there with an average of 50. So is there, and then now you must also remember that Gill comes with that extra weightage as well, which I spoke about, and that he's got good numbers to boast here. So does he really then slip up? If you ask me between a Yashasvi and a Gill right now, and I'm taking everything into consideration, the weight of the player, how their roles have changed over the years, their performances in, let's say, 3 seasons of the IPL that I'm seeing, last 3 seasons, all of it put together, and the fact, let's not forget, that there is a possibility your other opener could be Abhishek, so you get the left-right combination. I feel at the moment there seems to be a very good chance that you might see Abhishek Sharma and Shubman Gill. And by the way, let me tell you, and I'll get back to the other question, that in case you have to fit in a Yashasvi, Gill and everyone, the only player in that list, and if you can see some T20I numbers, the only player in that list that I will not sacrifice or even touch will be Abhishek Sharma. Yes. If you really want to keep your T20 cricket healthy, you need to reward a player who plays high risk cricket, and he has done that like nobody else. Now, for everything else, you can pick and choose, and we can be, like you may like green, I may like yellow, somebody might go with red, in our thing, whatever. But one thing that you will never dispute is that look at that strike rate of 194.
Agreed.
This guy is batting on a different plane. Not a bad average there of 33. So yeah, if he had an average of 12 and then that strike rate, you could still question. He's got decent enough thing with that strike rate. First person in terms of my team that I'm making, apart from the captain and Surya Kumar Yadav, is going to be Abhishek Sharma. So let's not even debate his position. He's that one opener. Now you get into your top three, and now how do you accommodate a Yashasvi, a Shubman, a Tilak Verma? And by the way, on Tilak also, I know that he could be the sacrificable lamb in that sense, because again, stature and all, but his numbers also absolutely phenomenal. Take a look at that. Batting at 100 and averaging 50 once again.
155.
This is his T20 as stats in the chances. He's got an average of 50 at 155 strike rate. I think because sometimes we get influenced by what happened the last season, the IPL, it may not have been great. But whenever he stepped up for India, he's been the man. And even on performance, it'll be very unfair if he also moves out.
He got 3 centuries against that South Africa series.
A couple of things when we look at these IPL numbers and the international numbers that I want to point out. Firstly, there's a big gulf when you talk about Shubman Gill in international cricket. There's a big gulf between him and Yashasvi Jaiswal, one that cannot be denied. 140, 164, big gap. The average as well significantly drops when you compare IPL numbers to international numbers. So clearly, when it comes to T20I cricket, Gill's another player altogether. While he may get or he may able to deliver the goods wearing the GT jersey, he's not able to replicate that form in the international colours. Quite clearly the gap over there shows. In terms of what we've seen in IPL, one thing to be borne in mind is the pitches in Ahmedabad. Yashasvi plays in those tricky pitches at times. See, 2 venues. Just factoring in the fact that he plays a couple of games in Guwahati, then he'll come play in Jaipur as well. So that home advantage.
Jaipur is an outstanding pitch,
but not as high scoring as Ahmedabad.
I think this time, wasn't it? I think it was.
And what this does is, firstly, that factor, and we're looking at 3-year period. This obviously was a year that Yashasvi would want to forget in the IPL. So this is what it masks. The 3-year average.
Even Shubman didn't have a great 2024.
So
I think why we've taken 3, not to have any cutoff to see who's done better, because you have to see recent form. Right now, if I go to 7 years ago, you may be a different player. IPL was played differently. So recent form. And I think even Shubman in that sense, in that period, has had not a very good season in 24. His 23 was very good. His
25 was very good.
But 890, 430 and 600.
And with why I want to in case of Jaiswal discount this particular season is because of what is being reported even more now, that RR was not a happy camp anyway, and he was one of those unhappy players as well.
But that should not affect your performance. I hope he should also not look at this as
agreed.
That doesn't reflect good
I'm still saying even then, if you can have a look at the numbers for IPL, even then a strike rate of 160 with so many of these things happening and a very bad season is a very good striker to have, and he fits into my philosophy.
But I'm saying, that's what I'm saying. This is a myth that Shubman is an anchor. But what he's showing here is that he's not necessarily an anchor.
But see, it's not fully a myth, I would say, because the T20I numbers then tell you a different story.
A lot of time those T20I numbers, because he played some of the T20Is before India even took that adventurous route.
And
being the way that you have to play.
One thing I want to understand from you guys is, I again, probably I'll reserve my thoughts on what exactly is it that the BCCI will do. But when you look at what's happening in T20 cricket since the time he won the T20, he doesn't feature. Also remember what happened before the T20 World Cup as well, the series we played against Afghanistan.
He played 2 games.
Who was dropped to make way for Virat Kohli at the top. So for a while now, my point being, for a while now, you have not looked at Shubman. So that's more than a year now that you've looked at life without Shubman Gill in T20 cricket. And have you lost the plot? No, you actually built on that plot. So what I'm going to be doing over here is, if I'm falling for the other things, that the other variables that Shubman Gill gets, besides obviously him being a very good player, is that I am falling for the other factors. Because if you ask me, I've built a very good building on that. I'm just trying to force in somebody who I really don't need in that building, because I'm falling for everything else.
But Harshit, there's never a harm in improving. Let's say, I also agree that what the Indian T20I team doing is great, but there's no harm if you were to add and make it stronger.
See, you're batting till 8. You're already built a very good. You built a 30-story already. What, you really don't need that skyscraper, or maybe that skyscraper is already there when you're batting till so low. You wanted those big strike rates, and then Hardik Pandya is giving you that. Rinku Singh is giving you that.
What is to suggest that a Gill does not give you that?
No, but I am then trying to find a reason to get Shubman Gill into the team.
I'll tell you what the reason. No, if you remember, Shubman was part of your T20 setup. See, again, you have to also remember that India has never had a full strength T20 squad available. So, and the only time it was made available was at the 2024 T20 World Cup. And on that occasion, because you had a Rohit and a Virat playing, hypothetically, let's say if Rohit and Virat had, let's say, left after the 2022 World Cup, where you lost in the semi. Okay, there were talks at that time, let's say. Don't you think Shubman Gill would have played the 2024 World Cup? 100% he would have. He was always the next in line. But just because Virat and Rohit were there, so they played on that position, and you still made Shubman the travelling reserve or the backup even in 2024. So now what happened after they left? Okay, then you were into the ODI mode. So you obviously never got Shubman in to come and play that. So he remained concentrating on ODI as you did with Yashasvi. That's where a chance opened up for an Abhishek to get an extended run. That's where the chance opened up of taking even a Sanju Samsung to open. And so now what a Shubman can argue that, listen, I was always in the scheme of things. In fact, I was also always the next in line behind a Virat and a Rohit. Now they've gone. I should naturally be pushed there. And have I done well? He'll show you that the only time he could have shown you is IPL, right? Because he'll say, here are my numbers in IPL, I've done well. And the fact that he's now the test captain. So I'm just saying, in terms of a case that they have, he doesn't have a weak one. And that's why I say that probably there'd be someone who would have to be sacrificed.
No, if you ask me, I'm putting all my money on the fact that they are going to devise a way of getting Shubman into the team.
I'll tell you what I feel. It's not to say we'll make our own team, but this is my educated guess of how India may find a middle ground as to accommodate everyone. Abhishek will open. You cannot change. You might have JAISWAL open with him, and you might get Shubman at number 3.
And Tilak is at 4.
Now, who's keeping the wickets?
Tilak
Jitesh
also may.
Jitesh will be keeping wickets then. Sanju doesn't find
I
a place.
don't think Jitesh comes in. I think Sanju can also go down and bat in the middle.
At number 6.
Yeah, and if Sanju is not the...
So, 4 years back when he was told he'll be the finisher, then he became
He may have to play that.
See, because Sanju
and the other name that will come up for wicket keeping, though, don't forget, will be KL Rahul as well. Because he has now been batting lower down the order in ODI cricket. I know different formats, but his ODI, you saw him being the finisher in the Champions Trophy. Yeah. Quite different.
Yeah,
He'll come into the mix. You take him or not, he had a good IPL
as well. IPL, KL Rahul, IPL is almost the same story as Shubman Gill and IPL. They never really have a bad one.
But the issue with KL has been the strike rate. He's in the 130 range.
The position will also be an issue.
No, he's ready to bat at 6. I think he in ODI cricket he's been batting lower down the order.
T20 cricket,
ODI can give you that luxury, but then T20 I don't think he's high. Yeah, he can change gears in that sense.
Sanju can for you?
Sanju, you've shuffled him up and down,
but that will have to happen, because if you have to put in a Yashasvi and Shubman, or the other option is you keep Abhishek and a Sanju to open.
But see, this is exactly what my other problem is. This is exactly, you see, just to fix something at the top, I'm having to make so many other changes. None of this is going to be required.
No, but I'm saying if you are a Yashasvi or a Shubman, who are all part of the T20 setup, they've always been. They only went out of that because you said now concentrate on...
Because see, what's going to happen?
ODI cricket, right? Because it's the ODI cricket time. Because Champions Trophy is coming.
See, if you want to look at recency bias, okay, in the battle, we were all discussing, the wicket keepers, who's up in the battle in IPL 2025? The dark horse was emerged from this whole bit and who's gone ahead is a Jitesh.
No.
Sanju, still.
Sanju will be there. By the way, you're forgetting her name.
Dhruv Jurel.
Who was your second wicket keeper in the last T20I series you played? You played against England. And it was Sanju who was playing, and Dhruv Jurel was your backup keeper. He's also part of your test team. So I'm saying sometimes it's different, but you're in the setup.
I think this will change because see, Sanju I don't think will have that momentum at 6. Who has batted well at 6 in the past for India? Jitesh. 6 or 7.
You gave up on him too soon. That's a different thing altogether.
I don't know whether you will go down to 6. But yeah, you...
See, because if you
finish IPL this year, Siddharth,
he played that knock.
Okay, if you were to play a T20I tomorrow,
Yeah.
What do you think, not your team, what do you think the BCCI's 11 will be? Or forget the 11, go till your 7. Forget the bowlers, let me see your batting order. From BCCI's point of view.
by the way, one name, before you say that, your vice captain in the last couple of series has been Akshar Patel.
No, he though will be there.
He will be there.
I'm debating that. That's why I'm saying.
Yeah.
In
We are forgetting one more name here. What happens to a Dube? That is one thing. So that's why see.
Yeah, go ahead.
Jaiswal, Abhishek.
You are naming what India BCCI will do.
Yeah.
Okay, Jaiswal,
Abhishek, Gill, Tilak, Surya, Hardik.
Surya will be 50 to 5. Okay.
What can I do?
Okay.
Hardik.
Surya is batting at 3.
But with the Gill there, how can
Okay,
I
go ahead.
Okay.
Surya at 5, Gill
Surya 4, Tilak 5, Hardik 6, Jitesh 7.
and Akshar 8.
Akshar 8.
There's no Kuldeep then.
No, how can you be playing that Akshar 8 and then India plays 3 spinners?
Then where is Varun Chakravarti? Varun will come at 9.
Where is Washington Sundar?
Sundar, I don't
He's
know.
been playing. India won the T20 World Cup playing 3 spinners.
Yeah. Then how on earth then you can't
There's
fit in
Kuldeep
both?
Yadav who played the last T20I series.
It's a tough one. That's why.
I don't think, you'll have to reduce a batter. You put in too many batters. By the way, you've also let go of a Dube.
Yeah.
You've let go of a Rinku Singh.
Rinku
who was
Singh,
part of
yes.
your setup.
That's the problem I'm having.
You picked up an injury, right?
Yeah, but
concussion. Remember, Harshit came in place of Shivam Dube. You see, that is my
England
problem.
series, yeah.
And
if I get in a Yashasvi and a Shubman, I'm leaving out so many guys. The
I don't
composition
think
goes
that
all
is
right.
what BCCI will do. I have a feeling that they might open with a Gill and an
Yashasvi.
Abhishek Sharma. Yashasvi may be a backup opener. That's my feeling. You get let's say a Sanju at 3. He's batted 3-4 in Rajasthan as well.
Yes.
Or you get Tilak at 3.
Surya 4.
This is my 11. You get a Gill.
Your 11?
My 11.
Not what the BCCI would do.
No.
Okay.
So my 11 will be, and I'm also second guessing what the BCCI is doing.
Okay.
I think Abhishek, Shubman open. You keep Yashasvi as a backup. You bring in Tilak at 3.
Surya 4.
Surya 4. Sanju 5.
Hardik 6. Akshar 7.
Akshar 7. Washington 8.
Kuldeep 9.
Kuldeep 9.
Well,
Kuldeep
over-
/ Varun 9,
Yeah.
whatever.
Varun 9,
And 2 fast bowlers. Because third fast bowler is
Hardik Pandya.
So,
That's my team.
Bumrah and
Siraj, let's say,
Siraj.
hypothetically. Or Arshdeep. Arshdeep
or
or
Harshit.
Bumrah. No, Arshdeep. I'm going to start with
Arshdeep.
Bumrah and Arshdeep. I'll go with Arshdeep and Bumrah as my 2 fast bowlers. Hardik is my third fast bowlers. 2 spinning all-rounders in Akshar and Washi. And 1 spinner in Kuldeep Yadav. / Varun, whatever. One of them can only play. That will be the ideal 11. And Yashasvi is my backup. Already named.
4. Number 4.
For Surya.
4 is Surya.
They could, and we've seen that happen in a couple of instances, by the way, that Surya's batted.
Suryavanshi, where will he come into the team now?
Suryavanshi is.
One IPL season and you want to bring
only
him
Surya
Ayush Matre also. And
Yeah, when you look at it, see, he had an 8 tour which was good, but too early for him. Way too
Correct
early.
me if I'm wrong. Surya's batted 3 as well, right, for India? Couple of times,
He has T20.
Yeah, T20.
MI used to come in at number 3 sometimes, and also for India also. See, I incorporated a Yashasvi looking into the thing, and why that doesn't work for me is because I am missing out on a bowler.
What I think the BCCI could be doing is, yes, of course, you are doing everything possible to get in a Shubman Gill, so he now becomes the number 1 name. Abhishek, numbers too good, so the sacrificial lamb over here will be a Yashasvi Jaiswal. 3, because you will need a wicketkeeper batter, and I don't think 6, 7. I think that's too late for
Sanju is your backup.
Sanju.
He's
Backup.
Yeah.
No, so I think I'll have Sanju at 3. 4, you'll go with a Sanju Samson. 5 is Hardik. 6 then becomes
No Tilak there in your team.
yeah, no Tilak.
Look, Tilak. Look at
I
the
know.
numbers.
Can't ignore Tilak, yaar.
See, otherwise this I'm just not going to have these
That bowling
all-rounders.
composition is killing
Yeah.
me.
Tilak, please show us the T20. Tilak Verma has played 25 T20I matches for India. Average is 50 at 155 strikes.
This is exactly, see, all of this is happening because you're making changes at the top or you're forcing the way for a player. All of this, I will ideally
You make your ideal 11.
in my 11. It is not going to be
Make your
anything
ideal.
different
You
from what
make
you played in the previous series.
So tell me your ideal 11.
So you're going to be continuing with the Sanju Samson up top. You will have an Abhishek over there with him. Tilak will be your number 3. Number 4 will be your Sky.
Five
Actually,
will be-
I'll have Sanju over there as well. Sanju. I don't have a wicket keeping option otherwise.
you made Sanju,
Sanju
and
is your
Abhishek as your
opener,
opener
na?
just now, Harshit.
I'll go again. Sanju, Abhishek. They are my openers. Number 3 is
Keeper done.
Tilak Verma. Number 4 is captain Sky. Number 5 is Hardik Pandya. Number 6 I'll go with an Aksar. Number 7 I'm going with a Washi. Number 8 will be Kuldeep. And
This is not going to be the team.
No.
Indian team does not play a bowler at number 8 in Test match cricket.
or
They're playing T20.
or I'll have maybe a Dubey because he was part of my scheme of things. I'll have Dubey somewhere in the middle order.
Number
Six or
5. Number 5 or 6.
6, yeah.
No, Hardik is 5. So Dubey
No place for Rinku, who was the golden
Yeah, Rinku's
eyed
had
boy.
a bit of a
then.
slump as well.
Same. But again, the risk of playing
I
Gill.
think that is the case with Tilak as well in IPL. Mixed bag of an IPL this year.
343 runs.
Yeah, but then again, you look at every time you've made him play T20I for India with that numbers, how do I tell him you can't make the team?
Yeah.
See, my risk of playing Shubman Gill is, okay, sure, everybody will quote the Virat Kohli, Rohit Sharma example that they made a comeback after 1.5 years in the T20I setup. He is making a comeback after 1 year and 3 months. Okay, September he'll be back if he's included. But how much white ball practice has he had? Unlike Virat and Rohit, let me tell you, they played white ball cricket prior to their arrival in the T20I setup also. But Gill, barring IPL, prior to that, and even after that, where is he getting the white ball
No,
experience?
I think the Indian team for a while now. Remember what was said for Ashwin when he was named for the World Cup? What did Rohit Sharma say? Ashwin had not played any ODI cricket. But what was it? You wanted him primarily for that match against Australia in Chennai, and that's the only match he played as well.
Yeah, he played
But what did he say on the selection? He said, "We don't have to look at some players here. We know the skill set that they have, and we don't really need game time and all. Is not for
But
these
again,
guys."
we knew
And that's the same logic.
there
you
was
will
a
apply.
flip side. You saw what happened. When you parachuted Ashwin, you saw what happened. In 2 T20 World Cups and in 1 ODI World Cup. Of course, you didn't play him because he was a horses for courses bit in that only Chennai game. But did you win? You didn't.
No, you won that match. You did win the tournament.
You didn't win the tournament. But then that was the problem.
There you would have needed Ashwin given the
Now,
wicket that you
see,
played at.
His last T20I was June. You play him in the Asia Cup where I don't think, see, he might score well on those placid wickets, but then how have you rewarded a Sanju, a Dubey, a Rinku who carried this team along and were on a high when these guys weren't available because they were busy with other formats also? What do you do then? If I include those two, my sacrificial lamb in this case, which looks the easiest for me to chuck out at this stage, is a Sanju Samson. I can't chuck out a Tilak, I can't chuck out an Abhishek.
Who's going to be a wicket keeper?
Jitesh, for the guy, he had a very good season for RCB. Let's make no mistake about it.
But in one season, how do you bring him back? So you let go of Sanju, who's been consistently
He'll
there.
be your second
Your
keeper.
backup was Dhruv Jurel, and what you may like it or not, KL Rahul will come into the mix.
Yes.
So how
KL will come back after a very, very long time when you have to look at it. But that's the problem. That is the problem that we are looking at this stage. Because
Shivam has also made his 11.
yeah, and in that
He's got Abhishek and Gill, and Sanju he's got as number 3, Sky at 4, Hardik at 5, Dubey and Rinku at 6, Aksar 7, Washington 8, Kuldeep / Varun 9, 10 Arshdeep, 11 Jasprit / Siraj. So he's made the same 11 that I had. No, he's not got
Tilak Verma.
He's removed Tilak Verma.
Tilak is the exclusion in this
Yeah.
case. This is why, see, too much of success can also breed too much of headaches.
That's what I'm saying. Public memory is also short.
Yeah.
That people tend to forget.
Imagine a team minus Yashasvi, Shubman, Bumrah managed to achieve 95% success rate in T20s in that period of 2024, post World Cup. Now, those 3, they may come back in, but all those other 3 who gave you that success will not be in the squad. Imagine.
The only thing which will happen in all of this is it's going to create an atmosphere in the dressing room which will not perhaps be needed at the moment. It'll come with a negative emotion, I feel, because at this point you really have the required people going by the last series or 2 that you
Every
played.
player knows Gill is going to come. Yeah.
Exactly. So, and yes, of course, that will probably, given the discussion that we've had, will lead to not one but a couple of changes. There is absolutely a possibility of a Sanju Samson also packing bags and not seeing this team because of Jitesh. You may not be looking at Sanju Samson being the finisher. That is a story of 4 years back, that you told Sanju Samson to get ready as the finisher of the side. Then you will now look at Jitesh and Dhruv Jurel then, because these guys will fit in. So how many people, there are going to be more unhappy people than happy people as a result.
But that'll be swept under the carpet.
Of course it will be. Of course it will be.
They will come in, they'll start winning. They won the Asia Cup. All those will be swept under the carpet then. That's the thing. Too much lead to this kind of a situation.
You are averaging 170, 180 runs given the template that you follow. You're closer to 200 runs on most days. What are we trying to achieve out of this? Are we now trying to build a team that will now be making 250 the norm?
No, but that's not to say that top performing teams don't keep tweaking.
Agreed.
Your aim will still remain that, to get 200 and 200 plus. Okay, let's quickly take some questions. Nashli is talking about Ishan Kishan. I think he's not in the conversation at the moment. He had a chance to make a comeback right now. He was injured. He was injured, so I don't know whether that is going to happen.
Yeah. So this is tough. I mean, good luck to the selectors who are going to pick the team on 19th.
SK.
Up.
SK.
Acha.
Okay.
That's where thinking is wrong. You're talking about big name / brand rather than team. And to be honest, in T20, Surya is bigger brand than Gill. But see, brand value is...
I'm not sure. I mean, he can have a point about selection. That's completely fair. And, that's a valid argument to have, that you have to think of the team and so on and so forth. But I don't agree with the brand thing. Right now, you may like it or not. The one poster boy that you will have will be Shubman Gill.
My only thing
There's
with
no
this
debate
is,
about that.
I agree. While it's a very good result, 2-2 is a very good. What would we then have asked for, or with the people over there who are rooting strongly for Shubman Gill? And I've got no problem with that. Right now, you've come with a 2-2 series result. Had you won this 3-2, would you have then be asking for captaincy for Shubman Gill in T20 cricket? I'm just wondering now.
No. See, again, in captaincy, you've got a Surya Kumar Yadav under who you've gotten results, right? But I'm just saying that still doesn't mean that if I have a well operating system or a team and if I can make few changes. Remember, that's what I'm saying, what people are forgetting, that team was playing because these guys who were the incumbents were playing ODI cricket. It's not that they were dropped in that sense. They were not playing because there was a Virat Kohli and a Rohit Sharma to begin with. So you were told you're next in line. When they left, They could not come back because they were told, no, you start playing ODI cricket Champions Trophies. That's what I'm saying. So it's not that they were out of your scheme of things. This is the first time, and the reason we're having a debate is the first time everyone is available and the focus is on T20. So now everyone has thrown their hat into the ring and now you have to pick. So it is not a case of what usually happens, let's say in a test team, but this is your number one test team, why should you make a change or come? That was not the case. First time for the selectors, all players are available for T20 cricket. Till now, your T20 series after T20 2024 World Cup were for effectively not a second string or a B team, that'd be unfair, but for players who were not in the ODI scheme of things, mostly them, they were playing. Barring let's say a Hardik Pandya, I think, who was common to both. Sky wasn't part here, ODI, Abhishek Sharma wasn't part of this, Sanju Samsung wasn't part of this, so they were rotating.
Big boys toys don't agree, Nikhil, on Gill brand. Even on socials, Virat and Siraj had max reaction in 2 months. Today it's IPL, RCB, CSK, MI huge. Does GT fill stands?
No. Again, how do I explain that? Has he gone past Virat Kohli? Obviously not. How can he go past? He can't even go past MS Dhoni in terms of that. What I'm trying to say is that he is an active player who will now be seen on, if I was to put it in Hindi, uska suraj chad raha hai. You know, he is the one. It is much like when Virat was coming through and MS had left most of the platform. Suddenly Virat did not go past MS Dhoni. MS was still the big name and he still is. And Virat will, even if he leaves the only other format that he's playing in ODI and may continue to play IPL, he'll still be the biggest brand and people will throng to the stadium. I'm talking about Indian team as of now, the men in blue. Suddenly he's become your poster guy, no? He's the guy who's captaining a team, who's getting newer brands, who's the only other name you could say who can rival with him right now in people who are playing majority of the format is, let's say, a Bumrah, but he's a bowler who's not there. Hardik Pandya is that other brand, which I think he's big, but he's not seen in test match cricket so much. Shubman will have the advantage if he does make the T20 squad, being available on all formats. So all those things change. He's the rising guy who's going up, while some have hit a plateau and some may be on the decline. And that decline may still be ahead of his rise, that's fine, but I'm just saying in general.
SK is again saying YJ, Abhishek, Sanju, Surya, Tilak, Hardik, Aksar. That will be his.
The same team that was playing, only with the
Yashasvi coming.
That's the only difference that.
Danush is saying Gill in ICC tournaments was ordinary. Failed in 2 WTC finals and Shreyas scored more runs than him.
By the way, in our teams, none of us have accounted for Shreyas Iyer.
I know.
That's why I'm saying the other casualty could be a Tilak Verma.
Yeah. Looks like it. With Shreyas Iyer, how can you ignore him also?
He will come into this. I completely agree with you, Danush.
Yes.
He's a smart, his IPL.
IPL, everything.
He also cannot be. In fact, if you make an ideal 11 now, I'd like to make that change. I mean, Shreyas will come in.
Yes.
And I think Tilak then gets sacrificed.
Yeah. Sachin Kashyap is saying, I think Jitesh would be there in Asia Cup squad. Yeah, looking at it, the form that he showed for RCB, too tough to ignore. And Sanju had a dip. So, who capitalizes on that dip? I think it was Jitesh. I know Dhruv Jurel, there in the India setup, there in everything. But did he set the stage on fire? I don't think so. DJ.
His entire team didn't set the stage on fire.
Lost by 1-1-1 run when they should have won those games.
What a season they had.
Last over shenanigans when you look at it. 3 Dot is saying, my question to Nikhil sir is, has Shubman Gill proved himself in T20 till now? T20. If he has done it, then is he in the list of those who have to prove more than him in T20 cricket?
I showed 3 Dot. Look at his IPL numbers last 3 seasons. Incredible numbers. 3 seasons ago, the highest run getter. This season in the top 5, I'm sure. Phenomenal strike rate.
Correct.
Captain of an IPL team. See, these things matter.
Yes. Shubham Garg, we don't need to look Gill overall strike rate. Compare JAISWAL power play strike rate with Gill. We need power play aggressor considering middle/lower order we have.
No, it's a valid point. That's what I said. That is going to be a debate, and who knows? You might find a solution where you fit in both in the 11. That's why I said there could be players that could be sacrificed, and I think names which we started the discussion with, that even though it will be unfortunate, but the easy targets can be a Sanju Samson, a Tilak Verma, and all that, and all of these players take their position. It's
That
quite
one name that you mentioned, yes, Tilak Verma, man.
No, even Sanju is a very soft target.
Yeah,
But the only
he
thing
has
is,
been in the past as well.
absolutely, he's after KL Rahul, I think he's been the best and the most preferred soft target for the selectors.
Yeah. But I think you still need a wicket keeper, and keep Sanju, maybe change his batting position. So you can fit in these three top order, and he comes a bit lower down the order.
Yeah. So Pawan Holla has already got his 15 for the Asia Cup. Gill, Abhishek, Sanju, Tilak, Sky, Hardik, Aksar, Washi, Kuldeep, Varun, Bumrah, Arshdeep, Jitesh, Shreyas, Jaiswal, Harshit / Prasidh will be travelling reserves.
Yeah, I mean, so that's what I said when I said that maybe they put Yashashvi as a
Travelling
opener in the, not travelling, within the, because
Within
like
the 15.
in his 11 also, he doesn't have Yashashvi there.
But see, all of this again, it just comes down to what has happened. I think we're victims of what has happened in over what we've recently witnessed in Test cricket. I think this is all just a result of that, because otherwise, as someone points out in the comments as well, while Gill was asked to go play that Zimbabwe series, as we know, Yashashvi was still with the team, right, in the T20 World Cup. He made it to the 15, if I remember correctly, and Gill wasn't there, and Gill was then. So, Gill was. So, when we talk about Rohit Virat and how that opening pair had to be then disrupted because Yashashvi was doing that for you otherwise. But Yashashvi still edged Shubman Gill over there as well. So, I think we're only falling prey to recency bias. And if you're looking at other things besides.
No, but
in the case of three guys, we are not falling prey to recency bias.
Like for example, he makes a case for Jitesh in IPL. Now, you might make a case for between Yashashvi and Gill last season of the IPL
but
as
international numbers, there's a gulf.
But I'm saying no, but because we're looking at non-cricketing reason, as say, Test captain, this and that. Maybe another thing is that there is what happened in the last IPL they look at.
Yeah, see, if I'm looking at that, but then I must also remember that ultimately I don't need him to play in the GT jersey. I need to have him play in the India jersey, and there's a 24-point difference, which is a big difference.
I don't think they saw that. You picked a Sai Sudarshan based on GT jersey in Test cricket also, so nobody really sees that.
We're creating problems for ourselves.
Yeah. Sai Srivastav, that's why if you want to not create problems for yourself, better create two teams. Whoever wins, they get selected.
Yes, this is what it should be. Specialists, T20 specialist, Test specialist, ODI specialist.
But no, he's saying two teams in T20.
Yeah.
And what?
The one who wins, they get the Asia Cup, this thing. That's the squad selection.
India can field, just for the betterment of the tournament.
Moment.
Yeah, what Chak the India?
Girls played the men team, they managed to put on a show, and that's how they got
qualification process.
Qualification, same.
That's not a
so challenger series
to make the tournament more competitive and robust. Have two India teams.
No, but then that is, you don't have to, like, let's say in one team, three guys are doing very well. The other three, how can you leave those three who did well? Just because their team didn't win, which you made randomly.
It doesn't work here.
It doesn't work like
in that sense.
Okay. So Manshu
Priyadarshi is saying, Nikhil sir, this new management was saying no star culture now in Indian cricket. Now, if they bring Gill in T20I, isn't it set up of new star culture?
No. I agree with you that should not be the whole sole criteria. Completely agree with you. And if they don't pick, also kudos to them. And they have kind of shown you that they don't believe in star culture. But we also argued in favor of Gill, the player. I think sometimes he's a bit underestimated in his T20 powers, is at least what I felt.
Karan Kotecha, had Gill lost the series in England, then will he be considered for captaincy? It's too early to give him so many responsibilities.
No, but I don't think he becomes this T20 captain. I think your T20 captain is Sky, under which your team is doing very well. This should not even be considered. So whether he won in England or lost or tied, I think is immaterial. Doesn't matter.
Yeah. Karthik K, we have superstars. Then sacrifice stars like Tilak / Sanju.
Sacrifice stars. So they
Superstars,
remain stars.
sacrifice stars.
Superstars, sacrifice stars. Good one. Yeah.
Sachin Kashyap says, I think Rishabh Pant or Jitesh in World T20 squad at number 5. Rishabh, where does he go? His T20 has not been.
No, you remove that
He did
100
play in that number 3 position.
in the T20 World Cup.
That
But didn't have a great T20.
didn't have, but he gave you the maximum impact.
42 runs against Pakistan.
No.
Oh.
He's
And the
talking about
5-minute
that
break.
That was, you want Rishabh Pant for that, yeah. Come on. But then see, T20 World Cup, that is a whole different headache altogether. Asia Cup itself, you got a migraine like situation. That's going to be oof.
Okay, final comment before we wind up, and this is GM Kapil Dev. He's made his team: Jaiswal, Abhishek, Sanju, Sky, Shreyas, Hardik, Akshar, Sundar, Varun/Kuldeep, Arshdeep. Bumrah should be 11 with Harshit, Jurel/Jitesh, Tilak as backup. No Gill, Jaiswal consistency plus strike rate.
He hasn't put Gill in this.
Okay, that's fair.
And
fair
on
enough.
the 15 either.
Fair enough.
Yeah, but then on 18th or 19th, good luck to the selectors to pick that squad of 15.
Whatever it is, we'll be here live on Sports Today. You know, building up to that, more information will keep trickling in, and we'll keep keeping you abreast with that. So you guys take care. Have a good holiday, 3 days.
Yes.
Enjoy it. Anything else?
May your kite fly as high as Indian cricket is doing.
Very happy Independence Day to all of you.
And in advance, a very happy Janmashtami also.
Janmashtami on Saturday. Yes.
Have lots of giver.
Yes. As a kid, I remember I used to go to the temple at night, 12 o'clock.
Same.
Yes,
Yeah.
the parikrama.
Now it's been many years since I've.
I did the odd thing last year, I think.
You went to ISKCON temple.
ISKCON
Now it's
temple.
closed.
Yeah.
I've got a message from the ISKCON temple.
I got it from the OG one.
Acha, the one in
Kailash Hill.
Kailash.
Well, we'll see on 15th midnight and on 16th. Because there are 2 times, no? One in Vrindavan, the other one in Mathura. There are 2 separate timings for Krishnaji. Yes.
You know you own land there, so.
Oh, it's going to be fun, but not with the rains.
Take care, guys.
Bye bye. See you.
Nandri, Shubhratri, Shabba Khair. Eat your vegetables. Enjoy Independence Day and Janmashtami.
Don't trouble your mother and subscribe to Sports Today.
Jai Hind.
Jai Hind.
Jai Bharat.